What if I told you that despite hot flashes, changing hormones, aging parents, shifting relationships, adult children, caregiving changes, and all the other challenges that come with midlife, that research shows that your happiest years may actually be ahead of you? That probably isn't what you've been told. Hey, I'm Dr. Welcome Ellen. To the Rock Your Midlife podcast, your transformative sanctuary designed to guide you through self-discovery and provide the tools you need to find your purpose and navigate life authentically. Whether you want to optimize your health, boost your happiness, or deepen your self-love, this podcast is your ultimate toolkit. You've been told. Hey, I'm Dr. Ellen, the Midlife Whisperer. I'm a psychologist, registered dietitian, board-certified health and wellness coach. And today I want to share what decades of research say about happiness and why midlife isn't the beginning of the end. It may actually be the beginning of something even better. If you're new here, welcome to Rock Your Midlife. I am so excited that you have joined me because one of the reasons I love this topic is because so many of the women I work with come to me saying, I don't feel like myself anymore. They assume something has gone wrong. And I actually think something important is happening. You are being invited to redefine what happiness really means to you. Let's start with one of my favorite findings in positive psychology, the U-shaped happiness curve. So imagine a giant letter U, and research from all around the world has found that happiness tends to follow this U-shaped curve throughout life. Many people are relatively happy when they're young. They're at the top of the curve on the left, and then happiness gradually declines through our 30s, 40s, as we're juggling careers, relationships, finances, right? All that adulting stuff, children, aging parents, enormous expectations. We often feel like we're trying to hold everything together while taking care of everyone else. So for many people, happiness reaches its lowest point somewhere between ages 45 and 50. Now, here's the fascinating part. Instead of continuing downhill, it starts to climb up again. Study after study has found that people in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s often report being happier than they were decades earlier. Why? It's not because life suddenly becomes easier. They still experience illness, loss, grief, uncertainty. They become happier because they've changed on the inside. They stop worrying so much about what everybody else thinks. They become more accepting of themselves. They've learned what really matters. They've become more emotionally resilient. And I think one of the biggest things is you start to realize that life is precious. There is less time in front of you than behind you. So you're less willing to waste time on the things that don't matter. And perhaps most importantly, you stop trying to be perfect. So if you were your 40s or 50s and life feels especially hard right now, that doesn't mean you're failing. It may simply mean you're standing or sitting, maybe lying down at the bottom of the U. So let's talk about how you can move up the curve more quickly. There are two types of happiness, and there's something that most people don't know about it. The first is called hedonic happiness. And this is the happiness that comes from feeling good. Think about eating a delicious chocolate truffle, going on a vacation, buying a new outfit, getting a massage, making love, scrolling through social media and seeing lots of likes on your latest posts. These experiences can feel really wonderful, and there's nothing wrong with them. The problem is that they don't last. And psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill. Our brains are designed to adapt, and the exciting new car eventually becomes just your car. Vacation ends, and you go back to your regular 24/7. The promotion becomes your normal job. And the dopamine squirts, which gave you that upbeat, happy feeling, start to fade. So we're left looking for the next thing that will make us happy. But there's a second kind of happiness called eudaimonic happiness. And it isn't about feeling good. It's about living well. It's about purpose, the deep sense that your life has meaning, that you're growing, that you're living in accordance with your values. You're using your strength. You're contributing to something bigger than yourself. You're building meaningful relationships. You're becoming more fully yourself, more authentic. Positive psychology research consistently shows that the deeper form of happiness is associated with better physical health, lower inflammation, stronger immune function, greater resilience, and even a longer life. So I like to think of it this way. Hedonic happiness is the sprinkles on the ice cream. Eudaimonic happiness is the ice cream itself. We love the sprinkles, but it's the ice cream that truly nourishes us. So you need both that base, that stuff that gives you a sense of meaning, purpose. This is what I am here for. It's what my soul incarnated to do, as well as the pleasure and the feel goods, right? Pleasure is how we thank the universe for being alive. And I want to talk to, as we're laying on all of this about happiness at midlife, that joy isn't the same as happiness. So before I give you 10 ways to become happier, I want to make one important distinction between joy and happiness. They're not exactly the same thing. Joy is an emotion, usually a moment. It's the feeling when you're here, a grandchild laugh, watch a beautiful sunset, dance around the kitchen, hear your favorite song. Joy is fleeting, but it's incredibly powerful, particularly if you pay attention to it. I'm always sharing that you want to savor those joyful moments. You want to look for them. You want to train your brain to find more joy because all of those joyful moments, that's what builds a happy life. But happiness, it's bigger. It's the overall sense that your life is meaningful, connected, and aligned with who you truly are. So joy gives us moments. Happiness gives us a life of meaning and purpose. The beautiful thing is the more, again, that you notice and savor the joyful moments, the more they contribute to lasting happiness. So the cool thing is that you can actually become happier. So another question I hear all the time is, am I just born this way? Like some people are just naturally happier than others. And roughly 40% of our happiness appears to come from intentionally daily choices and habits. And 50% is more genetic and 10% is kind of environmental, what happens to us. So yes, you are born this way. And no, the research suggests that some of our happiness is influenced by genetics and some is influenced by our life circumstances. So again, the important point, roughly 40% of our happiness appears to come from our intentional daily choices and habits. That means we have far more influence than most people realize. You don't have to wait until your life is perfect. You can begin building happiness today. Again, coming up that right side of the curve. So here are 10 science-based ways to increase your happiness. Number one, practice gratitude, but make it specific. Instead of saying just I'm grateful, ask yourself what made today beautiful. Maybe it was your morning cup of coffee, a phone call with a friend, the breeze of nature while you walked outside. Specific gratitude trains your brain to notice what's already going well. And I also like to encourage people to appreciate things because when you appreciate things, the things you appreciate, they grow. This is all about neuroplasticity, training your brain to see more joy so you experience more joy. So the actual structure of your brain changes and you go up that happiness curve. Number two, after the gratitude, it's invest in your relationships. The longest running study on happiness, the Harvard study of adult development, has shown over and over that the biggest predictor of happiness isn't wealth, success, or fame. That's what we're told. But it's the quality of your relationships. Connection matters. So invest in your relationships. Take time. It doesn't need to be loads of people, dozens of people, but the 2, 3, 4 people who really matter to you, whether that's family members, your bestie. Take time to invest in your relationships. Call them on a regular basis. Make that coffee date. Spend time with your partner. Invest in your relationships. Number three, move your body, move your body. I'm always talking about this because exercise changes your brain. It increases endorphins. It boosts serotonin. It supports dopamine. It increases BDNF, which helps grow healthy brain cells. Movement isn't punishment, it's medicine. So find a way to move that feels enjoyable. And also, emotions are energy in motion. Do you ever notice when you start to move your body that your emotions actually shift? So if you're tired, if you're not in a great mood, if you play some music, music also helps to shift your vibration. You can actually feel happier and more joyful. So move your body. Number 4, I said it earlier, savor the small moments. One of the biggest mistakes we make is believing happiness will arrive after some future achievement. Instead, practice slowing down enough to enjoy the little moments, the smell of your coffee, the sound of a bird song, fresh flowers, a beautiful sunset, a hug from a friend, spending time with your favorite pet. Joy is a little quiet, so you have to savor those moments, and again, they will grow. Number 5, use your strengths. When you spend more time doing what naturally energizes you, life begins to feel more meaningful. This is one reason I love human design. When you understand how you are uniquely wired and stop trying to be someone else, life feels more aligned. And if you haven't heard of human design or you're curious, just go to my website, themidlifewhisperer.com, and you can connect with me there. And I'm happy to help you to download your free human design chart, and also put a link here in the show notes to download your chart. So after using your strengths, practice self-compassion. That's right. Treat yourself the way you would a good friend. Happy people aren't people who never struggle. They're people who don't abandon themselves when they do. They treat themselves like someone that they love, and that changes everything. And the research shows that people who have a higher level of self-compassion have less stress, anxiety, and depression, and they have an overall sense of well-being. They're happier because when you criticize yourself, which is the contrast to self-compassion, you shut yourself down. When you're kind to yourself, you feel good. Just like when somebody compliments you or is kind to you, you feel happy, you feel good. When you're there for yourself, it actually increases your level of happiness. Number 7, find meaning in your struggles. I'm actually living this right now. I've been recovering from Lyme disease, and it has not been fun or easy. Of course, I'd rather not have gone through it, but every difficult experience, asks you a question. What is this here to teach me? So I'm learning to deepen my self-compassion practice. I'm learning that I have a human body. It's amazing. I am healing with the help of some doxycycline, with the help of some antibiotics. But my body's doing a great job, and I'm doing a great job of slowing down and taking care of myself. Meaning transforms your suffering. It gives you that silver lining so that you can grow in your wisdom and do things differently the next time difficulties arise. Number 8, keep learning. You are never too old to learn something new. Your brain loves novelty, so read some books. Go to the library. I love talking to my librarian. She's always giving me fun things to read. Take a class, learn a language, travel somewhere new, try painting, drawing, pick up an instrument. I love my handpan. I'm always playing it and learning and growing. That's kind of a habit that I've developed. It's a discipline for me that I absolutely love, that I know is actually making me happier. It's that eudaimonic. I'm going to actually start playing it for some shavasanas in yoga for a friend. So I'm actually starting to perform, and it just gives me such a good feeling to play for other people and myself. It really helps to help you to grow, and that growth creates vitality. Number 9, be kind. We talked about being kind to yourself, but help somebody else. Acts of kindness create happiness for both the giver and the receiver. So call a friend, volunteer, mentor somebody, pay it forward. I'm always like paying the tolls, pay for the coffee for the person behind you, offer encouragement, smile. Generosity changes our brains as much as the person we're helping. So yes, be kind for them and for you. And number 10, protect your peace. Boundaries are so important. Say no more often. And if you're a generator, going back to talking about human design, if someone asks you to do something, tell them, can I get back to you on that? Let me check my calendar. Don't make no your default mode. I have so many clients that they're always putting themselves out. And yes, we talked about kindness, helping other people, but not at the expense of your own energy and peace. So say no more often, set healthy boundaries, spend less time comparing yourself to others online. Rest without guilt. Make space for what truly matters. Peace isn't selfish. It's essential. So here's what I hope you take away from this conversation today. Happiness isn't something that suddenly appears after you lose weight, fall in love, find the perfect relationship, retire, or finally get everything done or figured out. Because you never figure it out, you never get it all done. It's something you practice. It's something you build choice by choice, habit by habit, day by day. And here's the beautiful thing about midlife. For the first time in your life, you have enough wisdom to stop chasing someone else's definition of happiness and begin creating your own. You are the author. You are the authority of your own life. I don't believe midlife is about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you truly are and creating a life that reflects that. That, to me, is the deepest kind of happiness. If this video resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 10 habits are you going to practice this week? You can reach out to me at the Midlife Whisperer. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave me a comment. I read all of the comments. And if you enjoyed it, please like, follow, share this with a friend. If you know another woman who needs to hear that her happiest years may still be ahead of her, share this video podcast with her. Because the science is clear. Midlife isn't the end of happiness. For many women, it's where happiness finally begins. I'm Dr. Ellen, the Midlife Whisperer. Thanks for listening to Rock Your Midlife. Catch you on the next episode. Welcome to the Rock Your Midlife podcast, your transformative sanctuary designed to guide you through self-discovery and provide the tools you need to find your purpose and navigate life authentically. Whether you want to optimize your health, boost your happiness, or deepen your self-love, this podcast is your ultimate toolkit.